Okay, I hope you can see. Okay, so we have about 60 minutes together. I'll do a quick intro of Earth Company and Operation Green, and then I'll pass it on to Manu, who is actually just beside me, which is a very rare thing in this Corona time to be able to do these things together. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end, and then we'll ask you to take a very quick survey at the end, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, great. So just a little bit about Earth Company. It's an organization that was started by my wife and myself in 2014. And over time we've grown, and right now we have about 40 members between 2 locations, Japan and Indonesia. And here's some of the photos of our team members. And one of the things that we like to remind ourselves is this Native American proverb: we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. And we really want this to be our guiding philosophy in implementing various programs. So Earth Company does 4 things overall. So first is an Impact Hero program, which is accelerator program. So we support other change makers. The thing that makes us unique in this is that we select 1 per year, and we support them for a 3-year period, including fundraising and also marketing support and also coaching. The other thing that we do is called Impact Bali. This is our education program and study tours. We've been doing this for about 4 years now. And we've run about 40 programs involving 500 participants from about 23 countries. And it's really focused on social entrepreneurship and social innovation here in Bali. The third thing that we do is impact consulting, and the project that we'll be talking about, Operation Green, falls under this one. The fourth program or business that we run is the Eco Hotel, where we're at right now. We opened last year, and we think it's the most ecologically conscious or progressive property in Bali. We have solar panels, we do rainwater harvesting, we do wastewater garden, we've used earth bag buildings, we're using recycled woods. All the wood that you see here is recycled wood. So just trying to do everything possible to kind of reimagine circular economy, and then to inspire others to follow suit in terms of running a responsible and circular business. So Operation Green, this is a project that started a couple of years ago, and it's been funded by the Japanese Ministry of Environment. So most of the activities have really focused in Japan, and now we're starting to do this work in non-Japanese speaking geographies, including this webinar. Because this work is definitely not limited to the Japanese market, but it's the demand and the value is definitely is there in other countries. So the key question that drives this initiative is, how might we transform all organizations into environmental conscious entities? And we believe that there's both environmental and business case for becoming sustainable, and it's just a matter of time when we all become environmental conscious entities. In a nutshell, we're really pushing organizations along their sustainability shifts. This is a diagram that we developed last year. This is actually under revision at the moment. We are already up to about 30-something measures, but it's really our task is really to be able to communicate these measures in a very simple way, so that organizations can pick 1 or 2 from this list and then make those changes within the organizations. And then we look at a few different aspects: implementation, financial costs, environmental impact, so that organizations can make cost-effective decisions for their operations. And we're really looking to expand this community. If you want to learn about eco measures, you know, like through this webinar, we'll love to connect. If you're looking to connect with other people who are making these sustainable shifts, that's really our job, is to facilitate these interactions. And also, if you want to adopt eco measures in your own organizations, then we're really here to assist in that process. We, in this community, there are a few different groups of people. One is a group called OG Ambassadors. So we have a few people who are really promoting this work and providing advisory. We have another group that's focused on implementing, so really adopting these measures and making those changes. And then the last group is our technical partners, because we, Earth Company, are not experts in any of these specific areas of water conservation or electricity or whatever it is. And it's really, we want to pull in the different technical partners as necessary. Some of you might have joined the last webinar with Alex from Reducing Our Footprints, based in Melbourne, Australia. That was great, and the YouTube is already up. So yeah, anyone who wants to see the recording from the last webinar is welcome to go to this link or to scan the QR code here. They've recently launched a crowdfunding campaign to develop an online sustainability course for busy people. I just wanted to make a shout out for anyone who wants to help out, reducing our footprint in this endeavor. It seems like a really great work, and it would be great if you could support them. Okay, now we're finally getting closer to Manu. So we've invited Manu for this webinar. He is our friend and also our partner organization. They actually manage the Mana's social media accounts. So we work very closely with them. He is based in Ubud. And so, yeah, it's been really great working with them in the last few months. And before I turn it over to Manu, I just want you guys to use the chat box. I know there are about a little over 30 of you right now. That number is increasing. But if you can enter the location where you're calling in from today, that would be great. So we know where you're based, and also you are you can be interactive. Do you want to try entering? Okay, Japan, UK, Melbourne, Lisbon, Taiwan, Berlin, Jakarta, Nairobi, Tokyo, Spain, Kyoto, Kenya, Osaka. This is great. I love it. Thank you all for joining. Thanks, Rick from Tokyo. I see your comments. Great. Okay. So without further ado, I want to invite Manu, our friend Manu. Yeah. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Tomo. It's great to be here, and thank you everyone for joining the webinar. Today I'm talking about 10 easy ways to a sustainable lifestyle. So it's going to be simple tips that you can integrate to live a more sustainable life. First, before I start with these 10 easy ways, I want to share a little bit about my journey and how did I get into sustainability and how I started my project Coaching for Cause. Basically, like 3 years ago, I wasn't living a sustainable lifestyle. I used plastic bags, plastic bottles constantly, and wasn't aware like the results of my actions, the impacts, negative or positive. So let me show you. When I grew up in Munich, Germany, and I was very passionate in my teenage years about sports. And so I decided after high school to do an education as a fitness trainer, because this was my passion and this is what I wanted to do, to help people get stronger and healthier. But after 2 years, I kind of lost the passion, or I wanted to do something else. I wanted to see the world. And I always loved challenges, and I decided to take upon the challenge to cycle from Munich to Iceland. It took me 6 weeks and it was a very transforming journey. And I absolutely can recommend anyone to do something like this, to just go out there and explore the world in a sustainable way, because you learn so much about yourself as well. From Iceland, the journey took me to Africa, and I volunteered there at the school in Nairobi. So a big shout out to all the people from Kenya. I love Africa, such a beautiful continent. And yeah, it really showed me like how grateful I can be for all the things that I have, and shifted my perspective. And I went there with a friend and we recorded a fundraising video to help the organization to raise money. So that was the first time I got into volunteering. And from Africa, I traveled to Bali, and that's where I kind of got stuck here. I joined a workshop at the Green School. For everyone who doesn't know what the Green School is, it's a school that teaches about the environment and holistic education, and the kids learning from the outdoor. It's an amazing place. I really recommend it to check it out. At the moment, it's closed because of COVID-19, but they have online learning. And I joined this workshop, and before that I wasn't aware of all these things like sustainability and the results of my actions. And I joined this workshop and I heard the first time about the sustainability and all the problems we are facing in the world, and really shifted my perspective. And I think that's what I also try now to do, or we try to do with this webinar, to kind of plant seeds and yeah, teach you all of these things. And also, when I arrived in Bali, I saw the impact that plastic pollution has on the environment. Where I'm from in Germany, you don't see much trash laying around, but here in Bali it's different. You see trash on the streets and the ocean, and you like really feel the negative impacts when you don't take care of proper waste management. And this picture over here, I was standing in a local landfill, and from there on, I decided really I need to change something. I need to change something in my lifestyle. It cannot go on like this, because I'm also responsible for this. I was not part of the solution, I was part of the problem. So I decided to change my lifestyle step by step. Started very simple with refusing plastic bottles and using a reusable bottle, and then adding new reusable items, and started to make small changes. And I always wanted to help people and organizations. And with my project Coaching for Cause, this was possible. So I came up with the idea to create an online coaching platform that helps people live more sustainably, and also helps organizations, charities at the same time. So we offer different services. We have ebooks on sustainability, one-on-one coaching sessions to help people live a more sustainable lifestyle. We have a lot of coaches part of the team, and they coach all different topics of sustainability, because sustainability is such a broad topic. We coach veganism, zero waste living, low impact traveling, conservation, even wildlife photography, all of these different things. And we want to help people get the best experience and best results. We also just launched an eco membership, which brings like-minded people together to learn about sustainability. We have weekly webinars and monthly panel discussions to talk about sustainable solutions to really move things forward. And the best thing is about it, a certain percentage of the profit is donated to charities that the members or the person can choose from. So we collaborate with different organizations all around the world, as well with Earth Company. They are part of the platform on Coaching for Cause. So that's really exciting. So here you can see a list of organizations that are part on the platform. So we have BABA, which protect the animals here on the island of Bali, Social Impact, who gives clean water access to people who need it. And so they are from all different themes to sustainability. It's plastic pollution, organizations that fight against plastic pollution, organizations that work in conservation. It's really, really great. And we want to support these organizations have a bigger impact and help people at the same time. And recently we started the campaign COVID-19 Relief Funds because we realized at the whole team of Coaching for Cause that people are suffering of the consequences, animals and the whole environment. For example, here in Bali, 80% of the economy relies on tourism. And since 3 months, there are no more tourists. So a lot of people lost their job, lost their income and can't even feed their family anymore. So what we came up with was a schedule of different webinars, and 100% of the profits is donated to different organizations. So we started with the first organization raising money was Crisis Kitchen Bali, which delivers food to people in need in Bali. And we raised a total of 705 euros to support this organization. And that's, to give you an estimate, that's around almost giving food packages to 1,000 people. So that's really amazing. And we supported social impact to deliver water filters to give access to clean water in Bali, and also the Bava to help the animals, because no more tourists means also less money for the organizations, and the dogs normally get also fed by tourists. And currently we are doing, currently we are raising money for Haka, which is an organization that protects the Loise ecosystem, which is the last place on earth where rhinos, orangutans, tigers, and elephants coexist in the wild. So this campaign is still ongoing. It would be great if you can contribute with any donation or join the upcoming panel discussion that we reach our fundraising goal of 500 euros. So let's dive into more into the value of the presentation. So the contents about this webinar is like, why is it even important to live sustainably? Then I'm going to share the 10 easy ways to a sustainable lifestyle. And one moment, how to inspire others to love and protect nature. Number 4 is going to be bonus content. Stay tuned for that. And then we have a question and answer session. So you might be asking, why is it even important that I live a sustainable lifestyle? When you look at the statistic or the source of a global footprint network, if we would all live like America, like the average person, we would need 5 Earths to sustain ourselves. And that's insane. That's like, it really shocked me. And in average, we need 1.75 Earths to sustain ourselves. So we're running out of natural resources. That's one reason why we need to try our best to live a sustainable lifestyle. And it's also not only for us, but to ensure future generations are more habitable to the world that they can enjoy as well. Sadly, more often than not, the people who contribute less to the problem are affected most by climate change. Yeah, that's the sad reality. So I want to ask you in the comments, what would you say is your current level of knowledge on living sustainably, like from 1 to 10? Comment in the chat. 7,
7,
8, 6, 9. Oh, 6. All right. 5, 8. Henry, nice. 8, 5. Yeah, let's try our best that after this webinar, hopefully we'll have close to 10 or at a higher level. Let's jump right into it. What is this? Okay, oops. Okay, so this is what I'm going to talk about. These are the 10 easy ways to a more sustainable lifestyle. Let's jump into each one of them. But first, I want to share with you this quote. It's really close to my heart. It says, "You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." That's from Jane Goodall. I absolutely love this quote because it's so true. Like, every one of us has an impact with every choice that we make. And when we realize that, that makes a makes a huge difference. And it's like kind of this perspective shift, because every single choice has an impact. And let's try our best to make like every choice or every single day to have a positive impact on the planet. That's what I want to encourage you to do. And now I want to give you the more tools on how to do that. Number one is reduce consumption by being conscious about what you really need. It is estimated that an average adult makes 35,000 choices per day, consciously and unconsciously. That's a huge number. And it's very, or like the advantage or what tip I would give you is to find out your values, like the why factor. Why do you want to live sustainably, or why do you want to reduce your plastic waste? And then write down your values. Okay, my values are I want to eat healthy organic food, plastic free, want to support good organizations. And when you have these values, it's much easier to live sustainably, because it's just you're gonna build these habits, and it's not gonna be hard. So that's would be my advice for number one, to really find out your values and write them down, and ask yourself before you go out and want to buy something new, do I really need it, or is this something I don't necessarily need? Because as I mentioned before, like we're really running out of resources, and just to ask this question can have a powerful impact. And one other thing is like use what you already have. You don't always need the newest iPhone. If your old phone still works, why not still use it? And if you need a new phone, you can buy an old phone. It doesn't have to be the newest version. All right, number two, reduce plastic waste. I'm really excited about this because today is 1st of July. That means it's Plastic Free July. For anyone who doesn't know what Plastic Free July is, they actually celebrate their 10th anniversary this month or this year. And every year on July, they have this movement of people coming together and reducing, starting to reduce single-use plastic products, making that pledge to switch from single-use to reusables. So I really encourage you to check that out later and join the movement. It's always great to be part of something big for positive change. So here's some small tips to reducing your plastic waste. The first thing is, I would say, is learn to say no. When you're in a restaurant or someone wants to give you something, for example, here in Bali, I always say no to plastic straws in a very friendly way, of course. What I did on my journey to start to reduce my plastic consumption is I collected the whole plastic waste for 1 month, and I really recognized the impact of my actions that I was having in only 1 month. And I tried to imagine that to multiply by 12, so like for a whole year. And it was a lot of plastic packaging at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, this, like, I am part of this too. It's not only myself, it's not only others. So give it a try. It can also be only for 1 week, but you really see like which products you using a lot. And then you can choose from the products that you use a lot, which one you want to switch to a more alternative. So I was using a lot of like snack packaging from Snickers or chips, and then I switched 2 years ago to a more sustainable option. So here in Bali, there are some zero waste shops that you can go to and get package free also snacks, which is great. So, and to start building this habit. So when you switch from one item to the other, after a few days, you can try the next item, and then just build these habits is what advice I would give you. So for this picture, was taken actually in the biggest landfill in Bali. And it says, yeah, beat plastic pollution before it beats you. Let's do this. Okay, and here are two more posts that I did last year, which the message that I want to give you as well. This quote is from Zero Waste Chef Anne. She has also a great Instagram channel to promote zero waste living. And it says, we don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. No one from us is, but you can try your best in reducing your waste, and it will have an impact. Because if we combine all of our small actions and with a lots of people, we're going to have a big positive impact. So I try to encourage you not to imagine like, okay, I need to be perfect, I need to do it 100%. You can just do some little steps and it will have a great impact. Let's do it all together. Number 3 is reduce your food waste. Just be mindful with your food. Don't just throw away things that you don't need. Finish as best as possible your food, and do not throw away your valuable organic kitchen waste. Like, turn your leftovers into something delicious. There are so many cool recipes out there in the internet where you can make some delicious food of. For example, what I do, like with leftover fruits, I try to make a smoothie out of it. And that's a great option there. Yeah, you can just look up in the internet. There are great ways to turn your leftovers into something delicious. Another thing is compost. Here in Bali, there's also a big issue with people not separating their waste. So they, like a lot of them put like organic waste and the recyclables together. And the problem is you're not able to recycle it anymore because it gets wet, and yeah, it's a big issue, and everything lands on the landfill. So try to separate your waste and maybe start your own composting bin. That's a great alternative. Number 4, very big topic. To eat less animal products. I want to read this out loud. Like, eating a plant-based diet could be one of the greatest ways to reduce your environmental impact on the planet and help to save animals. And that's huge. But at the same time, when we all transition to a more sustainable lifestyle, we shouldn't forget that not everyone needs, like, you shouldn't force people into that. So whatever feels right to you. You can first maybe integrate like a meatless Monday. On every Monday you skip meat, and then you can maybe step by step transition more to a plant-based lifestyle, because it has a big positive impact on the planet. So avoiding meat and dairy could reduce your, I said that already, by 75%, according to a new study by University of Oxford. And meat has a much higher water footprint than vegetables. Like, this is really blew my mind. A single pound of beef takes on average 1,800 gallons to produce. So, and here's a quick reminder: it's important to respect anyone's decision and not force people to change, because in the environment field, there's a lot of also what I don't like is when people try to force your opinion on others, because the person will reject it and you won't inspire them. The best thing is to lead by example. And something very simple: repair instead of buying new. Number 5, when something is broken, try to fix it instead of just throwing it away and buying this product, the new version. It also saves you money. So this is like a very easy step that you can implement, and to be sure, or to check if there's any way that you can fix that broken product, and if yes, do it please, because you don't need to buy a new version. Number 6, very important: choose sustainable transportation whenever possible. Use public transportation or walk short distances. Ride your bicycle to short distances. Like, every little thing, as you realize now, makes a difference. And here's a great statistic from BBC, like the emissions per passenger per kilometer. And flights have huge emissions, and I recommend, like, I'm also flying once a year to see family and friends. And what I try is to really stay a long time at that destination when I fly, and to offset my carbon footprint. Then another thing is, like, if you use the car, maybe get some people together. Don't drive alone for long distances, and yeah, train or bus is the way to go. Here in Bali, it's a little bit hard to use public transportation because there are not many options. The easiest way is to go with motorcycle, with motorbike. So yeah, but I always try to ride my bicycle whenever possible. That would be number 6. Number 7, buy local and seasonal, and that's also great. Mana, so the place where we are right now, they just launched the Mana market, where they offer like local products and to support also the local people. So it's a huge makes a huge difference, because buying local means also less carbon footprint. You always need to consider the distance the food travels. It can reduce the carbon footprint of your food by up to 7% by eating locally. And that's myself in a local market. And what I love the most about this, when you buy local, is you can also connect often to the farmer or the vendor, and these are the ones who grew your food, and you can thank them and appreciate the effort that is going into it. And it's very important also to eat seasonal, because sometimes eating local food out of season can have a much larger footprint than importing food grown within the same season. That's important to consider. Number 8 is sustainable clothing. Like what you wear matters. Every second, the equivalent of 1 garbage truck of taxis is landfilled or burned. That's a huge number when you think about it. And this was one of my posts on Instagram. Waste is a design flaw. Like, we really need to change and move more to a circular system where nothing gets thrown away. Because the textile industry has a massive impact on the environment, all of the textiles that is polluting the ocean and the waterways, and also for the people. People are not, the people who are working these factories are often not getting paid enough. So make really sure when you buy something new that it's from a sustainable brand. And the best thing what I would recommend is to reuse the clothes that you already have, or when your clothes are broken, to repair them. As mentioned before, tip number 5. And what I also love is to do second-hand shopping, to buy clothes in second-hand. It also saves you money again. So you really see that a sustainable lifestyle doesn't have to be expensive. It actually can save you money. That's what I also want to focus on, that it has so many benefits to yourself, to the world, and for your wallet. Number 9, support organizations that are doing good for the planet. It's so easy to help and be part of that positive change. For example, support your favorite charity or charities through your social media accounts. It costs absolutely nothing to engage with their content or to share their content, but it makes a huge difference for that organization. Because you might not be able to donate, but your friends or your followers will. And if they see or recognize these organizations and they love what they are doing, they might donate, and it has a positive impact on that charity. So consider that. And if you are able to make a donation, help the mission of that charity. And what I love to do is offer your skills on a volunteer basis. So you can either like once a month, or help them with graphic design if you're a passionate designer, or help them with social media, or with editing. Like, there's so many ways that you can help an organization and be part of that positive change. That's what I want to encourage you as well, to support great charities. Number 10, advocate for people and the planet. What is important to consider, like, that environmental justice is social justice. This is a great graphic by my friend Blaine. You can follow him for more like impactful graphics and design, like it's Earth Offline. Definitely check it out. And we need to advocate for the people whose voices are unheard and who face the largest threat of the climate crisis. There, at the moment, is this Black Lives Matter movement. It's so important to to speak out against social injustice. I really want to make this point, to talk to your friends about it, to your family, to share on social media, because this can't keep happening. Like we only can help the planet if we both protect nature and the people. All right. Now, one of my favorite parts, like how to inspire others to love and protect nature, is to lead by example, to plant seeds. That's what we are doing right now. Go out there, live a sustainable lifestyle, implement all of these actions that you learned today, and people will recognize it. People will ask you, oh, wow, what are you using right now, when you bring your usables? You can start this conversation and plant seeds, but don't go out there and force your opinion on others. Like to really encourage, but I'm a very outdoor person. I love to go in nature and explore nature, and I share this on social media. I share my journey, what I'm doing, and I try others to inspire them to love and protect nature. I share the beauty of nature and also the effects of environmental deconstruction. So I think both sides are important. Now we come to the bonus content. Some social media tips to get started. There could be another whole webinar, but I think just some tips for you to get started, to spread the message and inspire more people for positive change. First is to find out the topic that you're passionate about. Like, what is it that you want to share with the world? Is it about zero waste living, conservation, protecting wildlife? There are so many things out there, and I would just recommend it to try out a lot of different things and find out what you really love doing, and then share this gift with the world. And then to find out your target audience, like who are the people you want to reach with your message. And by doing this, is like you can engage on Instagram with your audience and really do hashtag research, etc. And then the most important thing is when you share your message on social media is to give value. Share an important fact with your audience, or share something that they haven't known before, or something, tips. An example could be like 10 tips on zero waste living, how to reduce your waste. And that will make your audience grow, because they see, okay, you are sharing value on your platform and they want to learn more. And I'm a big fan of documenting the process over pretending that you already know everything. Like, none of us is perfect, and we don't have to be the expert to get started. You can just just document your whole journey of integrating a more sustainable lifestyle. And also your journey is personal to you, and it gives your profile a personality. As I mentioned before, no one is perfect. So I want to ask you now again, what would you say is your level of knowledge on living sustainably now? Has it increased? Mention the level before and after. If there are any changes. Oh, 10. Wow, that's amazing. That's great to hear. 5 to 9. Oh, amazing. 10. Wow.
That's
From
great.
6 to 9. 6. 4 to 9. Wow.
4 to 9. That's a big jump.
5 to 9.
Yeah.
5 to 8.
So the average from last time was 6.33. So we'll do a similar calculation.
10.
And see
wow.
how much we have gone up by.
That's incredible.
That's great.
And don't forget to implement it now. Like, it's always what I realize, knowledge is good, but action is even more important. So all of you who've written now 9 or 10, I want to see some action. Nice. Great. Then I want to share more about the eco membership that we have launched with Coaching for Cause. So the plan is to really bring a community of like-minded people, eco warriors, together for positive change. And in that membership, We have weekly webinars where our passionate trained coaches share knowledge and insights about sustainability. We have weekly meditation sessions because you need to realize that if your cup isn't full, you can't help others. If you are depressed or not feeling well, you can't help the planet and the people. So it's very important to take care of yourself and your mental health. And that's what we try also to offer, like weekly meditation sessions to help yourself, that you're able to help the planet. We have monthly panel discussions to discuss sustainable solutions, and you also get access to all the video recordings of the webinars. And one of the best things is you're part of a community group, and 20% of the membership fee goes directly to a charity that the members collectively vote for. So I'm really excited about this. It's brand new. And I'm going to share you some upcoming events that we have. So for example, this weekend we have Zero Waste Living Part 3, cleaning and washing, where we is showing some tips on how to create zero waste and toxic free cleaning and washing products. And we always have every month 2 themes. So this month is about zero waste living and conservation. And it would be great to have you part of this membership. And we also host this weekend a panel discussions, Forest, the natural climate solution. And we have a great pool on speakers, and the guest speaker is Favisa. She is the founder of Haka, which I mentioned earlier that we raise money for. 100% of the profits of this panel discussion is also donated to their fundraising campaign. So it would be great if you can join, and we're going to see each other more in these webinars. Would love that. And now it's time for Q&A.
Great. Thank you, Manu.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Let's see,
maybe I'll stop sharing. If you can please insert your questions or comments in the chat box, that would be great. I'll start off the Q&A so you guys can take your time to type in. But I think the coolest part about what you're doing is that you're trying to make a living off of this, right?
Yes.
Like it's really same thing with Alex from last time. I think it's really great that people are trying to make a career out of, or maybe not a career, but at least for the time being, making this meaningful engagement. Just wondering if you can talk a little bit about how this eco membership idea came along. And I know you used to work as a fitness trainer, and this eco membership is really like a gym membership, so that you're basically training not your muscles but in your sustainability muscles. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how those connect.
Sure. So basically, as I mentioned before, my background is coach. We've discussed with the team, and we came up with this idea: why not create kind of a gym membership for sustainability, bring the concept of working out also to sustainability, because I think it's so great having a membership and you have the support from the community and these webinars and panel discussions to really also bring people together. Like what I realized when I train or work out, it's better with people. You motivate yourself, you inspire yourself. Right? You get better through that, and that's what we also want to create with that membership, like this community of pushing yourself forward.
That's great. There's a question from Rick in Tokyo. What makes Bali so special for you guys? Is it a good base for making change? What are the challenges there too? The Bali context. So what are the social and environmental challenges here connected to sustainability?
First, what it makes so special is, for me, like all the people or the community here. Like everyone is very, not everyone, but a lot social entrepreneurs and eco-conscious. I think that's what I love about here. It's like really a big community, and everyone knows each other in that field, in that area. And I think the biggest problem is, I think one of them is like the waste, like no waste management system or no.
I think waste management is a huge issue. Water shortage is a big issue. And those are a lot of it, you know, all of the water shortage is driven by the hospitality industry, big resorts taking, you know, using up a lot of water for pool
or
maintenance.
even golf places. Why do you
and
need
golf
a golf
courses using excessive amounts of water. But yeah, and I think because there are so many environmental issues here, there are also a lot of people, you know, standing up to create solutions for those challenges. Yeah. Maybe I'll ask you. Oh, there's a question.
Adam,
yeah. What was the most difficult aspect of reducing your usage of single-use plastics?
Ooh, very good question. I think it's a very good question. I'm just thinking like what was the most challenge? I think when you go to the biggest challenge at the beginning is like I wanted to go into the supermarket and there was not many options that you can buy from except like vegetables, etc. These are options that are plastic free, but the other things in the supermarket, it's all packaged in single-use plastic, and you enter the supermarket and you're like, oh my god, what do I buy? And then finding the places that offer like package free products or products in bulk helped me a lot. But that was like the first challenge, to find the products that are available in bulk.
Yeah, and that's actually just to plug in a little bit of information about Manu Market. So just downstairs from where we are, we are opening a shop that's zero waste, and also selling bulk, single-use plastic-free, social, local, organic, all those keywords. And so we're carefully vetting every product that's sold, so that, you know, conscious shoppers have an easy and fun time shopping, rather than, you know, checking every product to see if it's plastic free. You turn the, you know, or you check whether it's a foreign import or a local product. Because for conscious shoppers, it's, you know, going to a supermarket can be a really stressful thing, right? Because you're like, oh my God, you know, I have to, you know, look at all these things, and, you know, none of these products actually go through these filters. And so, yeah. Anyways, there are many more questions. I don't know if we can answer all of them. But one question from Sophia. Hi, Sophia. From how did you develop your knowledge of sustainability? Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty recent thing for you, right?
Yes,
just
like
a few years ago. Yeah,
3 years ago I started basically. So it's
how did you start?
I haven't mentioned that on my journey actually. So I went to green school there and joined that workshop on sustainability. That was 1 week, and I didn't want to leave anymore. Like I felt so connected to that place, and they offered me an internship. So I was living at their campus in like this bamboo buildings for 1 year, and working with kids and teaching kids about sustainability, like learning from the experts and then giving that knowledge to others. And I think being surrounded 1 year by this community who were all working towards bringing up sustainable solutions, like gave me a lot of knowledge. Experience.
Great. Yeah, I guess it always starts from you know, from a certain experience. Okay, this is a interesting question from Kevin from Nairobi. Thanks for dialing in, Kevin. Again, thanks, Manu. How do you balance living the sustainability life without seeming like a sustainability snob? I'm having a bit of trouble influencing my family and friends. Good question.
That's a very good question. I don't know. I try to make it kind of sustainability sexy, you know, not boring. It should be fun. Like when I do a cleanup, for example, and I show this to my followers or to the audience, to share, to make it in a fun way. You can go jogging and clean up the streets. You can do so many things. Like it doesn't have to be boring. I think that's what people expect. Like, okay, you live now, you cut down all of these products, and you don't have any fun anymore. But I think it can be the total opposite. It's just up to you. Like, how do you see that?
So Kevin, in short, you just have to become sexier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great. More questions. There's one person, Nelly, is saying, I have that tagline on my bio, sustainability is sexy.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, right. So Kevin can learn from Nelly for sure. Yeah, great. There are maybe one question: how do you identify projects that you take part in, or like I guess how do you pick the initiatives or NGOs that you support?
Mostly I visit them, so I really want to make sure like what they're doing and that it's like that we're supporting something that's authentic and really doing what they're saying. So often I go there and spend one time or even sometimes a week or longer if possible. I did that last year for a longer time to visit these organizations and create content for them, spend some time, and then get them part of the platform.
Great.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention before, you can follow also Coaching for Cause on Instagram, and myself, it's like Coaching for Cause and Manuel Bergmann. Maybe we can put that in the chat somewhere.
Yeah, later. We actually have a contact page at the very end.
Oh, great.
Yeah, great. Great, questions? And there are many, like hard to choose. But so today is actually an important day in Japan because they just they started charging money for plastic bags.
Oh, really?
July 1st, yeah. Oh, so it's great. No longer free. So it's kind of a milestone in the Japanese plastic movement.
That's amazing.
So Michael Hall from Kyushu University, his question is: Japan is finally at least starting to charge for each plastic bag from today. Still a long way from best solution, but a step forward. When I was in Bali last year, nothing in the works. How about now? Are you doing anything to push a movement forward to eliminate the use at stores?
Last year, Bali banned plastic bags, so far as I know, in June 21st or something like that. And before I started also my project, I volunteered a lot at the organization Bye Bye Plastic Bags. They are fighting, like they are really pushing these, like the legal things forward. And they were one of the biggest contributors to the plastic bag ban. So like my work is mostly like online. And helping people to live a more sustainable lifestyle and support these organizations on the ground doing the work.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think it's, you know, in a lot of developing countries, banning plastic bags has been done, and there's not much enforcement, right? And so the ban is actually meaningless. I'm working on a project in Bangladesh, and that's the case. You know, I think they banned plastic bags in 2017 or 18. It was like one of the first countries to ever do it, and it wasn't enforced at all. And so they were basically meaningless.
Yeah, you still see here some plastic bags at the local markets. Like it's not 100%. Yeah. But maybe it's a good step in the right direction. Right. Yeah, to make people more conscious.
Okay. So last question, which is a tough question, says to stop climate change. These 10 steps may look slow or not enough. What do you think is the most effective, fastest way to raise awareness for everyone? The toughest question.
Oh, very tough question. I feel like these 10 steps is for people like who want to get started and get introduced into sustainability. It's a very hard question to answer because like I think like just by trying your best, that's all you can do. You know, you cannot do everything by yourself. I think the fastest way would be to bring people together, because we are stronger together. Like all of these movements that are happening, like from Greta, Fridays for Future, she brought millions of people on the street. I think that's the fastest way to make a lot of noise. To really bring your friends together, join a movement, or like what we do with the membership, we try to bring a lot of people together and inspiring others with that. So that would be my answer.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's no quick solution to a very, very complicated challenge like this. You know, whether it be climate change or plastic bags. You take one thing, there's no quick solution, and then if we had it, I think we had solved it already. So, but yeah, it's a very, I mean, it's something that we struggle with a lot, right? At Earth Company, we're doing, you know, many different things, trying to address very similar issues. But yeah. If we can ask you to take a 1-minute survey right now, we'll send the link through the chat box right now. Just tell us if you like it, if you like the webinar or not, if you like Manu or not, if you like me or not. Yeah, and there's some information on, you know, whether you want to stay engaged. And if you do, then we can send you more information, and then sign up to the
Membership.
eco membership, training your sustainability muscles.
Exactly.
So if you can go to that link, to that survey link, that would be really helpful. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then last but not least, I will show in the meantime, I'll show you this so we can all have access to the contact information. But yeah, if you can kindly fill out the survey right now, that would be great. Here are all the contact details for Operation Green, Earth Company, and Coaching for Cause. Send us an email, yeah, or follow us on Facebook. Anything you can. For just one final announcement, there's, for all those Japanese participants, I think we probably have about half that are Japanese online. We actually have another session next Saturday, July 11th. And this is on environmental education. So yeah, please join us. You can scan the QR code there. It's on a weekend, so anyone can join. But yeah, I think that's, let me try to stop share. Okay, great. I think
Nice.
that's,
That was fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll call it, we have to wrap up now, but thanks so much for joining.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can stay in touch through Facebook or email or
Instagram, everything possible.
Yeah, through the membership.
Yeah.
Many
Sign
things.
up now.
Sign up now. Yes. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Let's take action together.
Yes, do it.